kept secrets travel.
And let's talk about some of the background to the National Trust. So the National Trust are aiming to plant 20 million trees by 2030. And so far they've raised £500,000 through their Plant a Tree campaign, and they've been able to plant thousands of young saplings across the UK. They have also identified multiple other sites that they're going to plant trees, and they're aiming to plant a further 1.5 million trees over the next 2 years.
One of the reasons we're telling you this at the beginning of this episode is because, as a lot of you should know by now, or if you're listening or watching us for the first time,
Because we have mentioned it.
is every time you go below this video, or if you're listening on podcast following us and downloading or subscribing to this video, every 100 YouTube subscribers will plant a tree into the National Trust. And for every 50 downloads we get on podcast, then we're going to plant a tree in one of our favourite countries around the world. So far, we've already planted 20 trees. We've planted 10 trees across National Trust sites in the UK, planted a further 5 in the Amazon rainforest, and we planted 5 in Tanzania. And we're hoping that in the long-term future, we can get this up to 1,000 trees, and if not, go far beyond that.
I thought you said you wanted to plant 20 million trees in the National Trust.
Maybe one day, if we get bigger than Mr. Beast, then 20 million trees it is.
I'm not gonna lie, I think Mr. Beast would struggle if at National Trust cost.
We can work out a discount.
A discount.
Yeah,
maybe.
bulk buy. Like Costco for trees via the National Trust.
And moving on into further background about the National Trust. The National Trust for Places of Historic Interest or Natural Beauty, commonly known for short National Trust, is a charity and membership organisation for heritage conservation in England, Wales and Northern Ireland. Scotland have their own separate, independent National Trust for Scotland.
In 1895, the founders Octavia Hill, Robert Hunter and Hardwick Rawnsley pledged to preserve our historical and natural places. Their aim was not only to save important sites, but to open up for everyone to enjoy.
And then the National Trust slogan is protecting nature, beauty and history.
I don't know why I feel like that needs to be like a really Scottish accent, just saying it.
I nearly... Protect? No, I can't do this.
Protecting history, nature
No,
and
nature.
beauty.
Nature,
I'm
history.
Scottish and illiterate. I read it backwards.
You read it backwards. The illiterate and Scottish are completely separate things.
I'm just illiterate.
Yeah, you're illiterate.
As Europe's largest conservation charity, they look after nature, beauty and history for the nation to enjoy. And it's all due to the millions of members, volunteers and staff that support them. They look after miles of coastline, woodlands, countryside and hundreds of historic buildings, gardens and precious collections.
In 1896, they bought their first building, which was Alfriston Clergy House in Sussex for £10, which in nowadays is only worth £600, which to me still seems really cheap.
Yeah, don't need a mortgage for that.
No.
How many bedrooms is it? I can't see.
Not sure. In 1899, Wicken Fen Nature Reserve became the first nature reserve, the National Trust's oldest nature reserve and England's most famous fen. And a fen, if you didn't know what it was, which, to be honest, I didn't when I first learned about this, a fen is a type of peat accumulating wetland fed by mineral-rich ground or surface water. It is one of the main types of wetlands, along with marshes, swamps and bogs. Wicken Fen is one of Europe's most important wetlands, home to over 9,000 recorded species, including many rare species of plants, birds and dragonflies. What does the National Trust own?
Over 780 miles of coastline.
More than 250,000 hectares of land.
Over 500 historic houses, castles, parks and gardens.
And nearly 1 million works of art.
Wow.
Wow.